Hello there and welcome. In this video, I got you 10 tips and tricks for a good start in the Slormancer. In this video, all the things are geared towards getting through the story, unlocking things, and understanding how this game ticks, how stuff behaves, and making sure that you don't have the feeling of missing anything out. I hope this will help you out, and let's get started with number one. So, the very first thing that I want to point out, basically everything you invest into this game, except for gear investments, is refundable. So whatever you put your points into, you will get them back one way or another. Once you are deep down enough in the story, you have NPCs that just give back your points that you have invested, and therefore don't shy away from investing points. Quite the opposite is the case. You gain synergistic bonuses for just investing skill points generally, so there's no drawback to do that, except for you wanting to respec eventually. Number two, when you're starting out, keep things as simple as you want to. This game has bajillions of different mechanics acting upon another, and when I was new here, I realized, you know what, we're just going to swing that sword and throw some sticks. And it served me well. I mean, go for any depth of gameplay as you want. I really don't want to say you shouldn't optimize your build or anything, but I just want to point out that you can complete the baseline story just exploring with the most basic build that just works simple, and it's still a lot of fun. You get yourself acquainted with, and there's so many things to grind up. You're not missing out on anything due to that. Number three, I want to talk a little bit about gear optimization here. So you see the stuff that you're wearing there. Weapons in the Slormancer are unique items that just level up with you, so you don't need to worry about the perfect drop here. Easy. But these items here can be enhanced and re-rolled and whatnot. My personal recommendation here is a quite simple one. Just upgrade when you're starting out the color of items. You start out with gray, green, blue, yellow, as you see it here. Then, when you are through with the story and you know what kind of build you want to facilitate with your character, you'll have more than enough ideas where to put your stat lines and what defines your build more specifically. But when you're just starting out, just upgrading the color and then maybe looking for something that feels good for your build is the best way to go. Here, most items that I'm wearing, I'm really just wearing them for the rarity grade, and optimizing can happen later. Base stats are good enough, and if anything, replace the items with a higher level, and or just go as deep as you want to. Number four, focus some sort of survivability. Every build should have some way of either healing itself by hitting enemies, using skills that can heal you, or any other form of evasion of damage. Because in ARPGs like these, you will get hurt eventually. You also therefore need some sort of mitigating that damage. A high HP pool always helps out, but at the end of the day, you need to do something to stay alive for a longer period of time, because boss fights are quite strenuous and will require you to survive here and there a few blows more. Every character class has some distinct mechanics that they can use, therefore I'm keeping it here relatively generic. It's just very important that you don't invest everything just into damage. It will keel over eventually. Although you clear nicely fast with that, so it's not entirely wrong. So number five, useful settings that I want to show. So here in the gameplay section, there's a couple of things that I have enabled and I don't want to play without. So you can auto pick up materials, which I find really, why should I want to click on that? And as you see here, I turned on most of the displays on numbers. I am a big fan of seeing numbers on the enemy HP because that makes it easier for me to prioritize which enemy has to die first, and therefore I found these to be very invaluable. But at the very least, auto-picking these items is, due to the amount of things that you will soak up with this setup alone, really recommendable. Which brings me to number six, another nice thing, the item filter. So the Filterotron 3000 Mark II allows you to just scrap down stuff that you don't want to see anymore. Highly recommend a basic setup like this. If you don't know anything specifically about the game, gray and green items, unless they have pure stats, you can just shred them. Most of them of the lower rarity with the pure stats are only interesting if you are into crafting, but on the beginning, it doesn't matter that much. It's up to you how you want to process the higher quality items. I just want to mention here that you also can convert these items either into fragments or gold. Fragments allow you to craft more items and better items, whereas gold unlocks various things and is for gambling quite useful. I personally like to scrap the items for fragments. I'll leave that up to you. Fragments allow you to do really a lot of things, and you can basically with this game roll your items how you want them as long as you have enough materials for that, which is quite fun. And number 7. This game has so many mechanics. If it's ever a little bit much for you, just go for one thing after another. And one thing that I really found quite useful, if you ever don't understand a mechanic, you can't just mouse over it, what it means. If you don't know what the keyword's supposed to mean, you can just hover over it. Sadly, this is not marked, and it's the courtesy of the wonderful chat and comment section that I have learned this. Many thanks go out. So, in short, put your build up one mechanic after another. Don't get yourself confused if you see things that you don't understand. Skip them for now and return back to them later. Or get absorbed into it and just do your thing. It's up to you, but you can keep it very simple and still clear the game and get decently far with that. It's up to you how complicated you want to make it when you're just clearing through the story. Which brings me also to number 8. You should, though, focus on some things that you just like. So, for example, here, just the very simple skills that didn't increase the mana cost for this skill, I took them all. Everything that is low-hanging fruit, that just is a benefit that doesn't have any downsides, fully recommend that. The other thing is, it's also worth to just look at some specific combos or probabilities here. For example, this throwing sword applies bleed stacks, and then you can explode them with a different attack. This is a very simple mechanic, and it is worth investing a large amount of stuff, because spreading over the board with mechanics that you don't want to use is making your skills very costly and doesn't really achieve much. Also want to point out that you can learn things and then unequip them, so you still get the raw damage boost. You're not forced to use the things that you learn. So you see there, you can increase the stuff and then unequip it afterwards. That's quite nice when you just want to max out stats. Number 9, bring into your setup a method to hit things when you're very close to them and when you're far from them. The thing is, some enemies are best served from a distance, while some enemies are best killed while you're up close to them. It's just how the mechanics work and how some enemies are scripted. I just realized while I was playing that sometimes I wouldn't have been able to complete the boss fight without an option to just toss stuff at the enemy from a fair distance, while melee was for this character really good to clear out huge hordes and ranged options weren't. So altogether, you should bring close range, short range, long range, and ideally something to kill large amounts of enemies as well, and you're pretty much golden. And number 10, the last thing, before you get lost in any side mechanics, explorations and stuff, try to clear the story first. The story is unlocking procedurally new citizens, new mechanics, new things that you can play with, and once you are done with the main storyline, or sorta done, you'll hit the Adam Nostris' trials, and that is basically when I personally felt like I had completed the extended tutorial of the game. This is where you will start grinding up for specific things, this is where you will start really specializing your character, and this is where you really get a better payoff out of investing into specific parts. Everything before that can be taken relatively easily as an exploration tour, and I hope this video was somehow able to get you an idea of how things work for this game. Slormancer is a really fun game, can't recommend it enough. I hope you enjoyed as well. Leave me your comments about what you would recommend for a good start in this game, because, you know, I'm myself not convinced that I have seen much of this game, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a guiding line for the starting area, because I gotta say, this game has so many things at work at once that I really enjoy it a lot, but I also see that it can quite overwhelm you at first. So let me know what you think. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. Consider checking out the ways and means to support this channel if you want to. I deeply appreciate any help. Many thanks go out for anybody who does. And many thanks also go out for you for watching this video up until the very end. Hope you found something you liked. Thanks for your time, and see you next time.